And right now, from America's First Freedom and NRA's American Warrior Digital Magazine, Mr. Mark Chestnut. How you doing, Mark?
Great, Cam. How are you doing?
I'm good. And let's get this out of the way. I know that it's about time for a new Cam's Corner column, so how about I get one to you tomorrow?
Good. I forgot about that. It's not quite deadline, so I forgot to say anything yet.
Yeah, well, I figured it was. If it wasn't, I figured if I didn't get the email from you tomorrow, I was going to get it on Monday. So
Yeah, that's probably right.
I'll be ahead of the curve. See, we need to have you on this time of month every month, and that
You know,
way.
Cameron and I were just talking about that. We're going to do that. We used to do that, and I don't know what happened, but we need to do it.
We do, absolutely. And congratulations on the rising numbers for America's First Freedom and other NRA publications like American Rifleman saw their circulation increase as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think that obviously as we do the best magazine we can, I don't think the rise in circulation is anything we've done except continue to put the Second Amendment news and issues out there that we do. But, you know, the increase in interest in protecting our freedoms in these political times we've had of late really brings a new membership. And fortunately, quite a few people pick our magazine, the ones that join for political reasons instead of joining for other reasons.
Absolutely. Look, you know, over 500,000 subscribers to America's First Freedom magazine, and that's big. And
You know,
again,
I think it's really, I saw that number and it kind of confused me because I think we're really at around three-quarters.
oh, really?
But I told Cameron I wouldn't parse numbers on here, so.
All right. Well, if you say it's
that-
bigger, then I'm going to go with your number.
Yeah.
You know, but look, here's the thing. Overall circulation of magazines down about 1%. Newsstand sales down about 10%. And maybe it's not surprising, Mark, that gun magazines bucked this trend. But it's only unsurprising if we recognize that there are a lot of new gun owners who are also becoming new subscribers and new NRA members, right?
Yeah, and I think the people that are probably surprised about it are the mainstream media or the political elites that tend to think that everybody in the world thinks exactly the same way they do about freedom and the gun issue and stuff, and don't know that there's a whole swath throughout most of the country that drive around with NRA stickers on their car and wear their NRA hat to the grocery store. And, you know, a big part of mid-America has completely different thoughts on those subjects. So I don't think it's surprising, but I think it's really cool, all the new people that are getting into gun ownership and learning to handle guns safely and efficiently.
So how does this impact the job that you do? Are you? I mean, again, with the focus of America's First Freedom being political, you're not necessarily getting into a lot of the stuff for first-time gun owners. But is the coverage at America's First Freedom? Do you now take into account the fact that there may be people new to this issue who are reading this magazine?
Yeah, we were just discussing that the other day. When you have, perhaps 50% of your circulation has just come on in the last year or so, there are some important things that we've probably said before that we probably need to revisit. There's a great story on just the history of gun ownership out there. What we saw at the museum in Springfield last year, the historical significance of the firearm to the development of America and American freedom. And that's a story that we've always tried to tell, but we think we need to tell that a little bit more so some of the newer people kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, and speaking of Springfield, you were there for the opening of the National Sporting Arms Museum?
Yes, it was awesome.
I'm so jealous. Yeah. I mean, first of all, the Springfield Bass Pro is it's like the eighth wonder of the world in and of itself.
Yeah, that's like Disney World for rednecks, for lack of a better phrase for it. And I include myself in there, so I'm not calling any names. But It's awesome, and that museum is just set right there where you can look at the historical firearms and look right out on the floor where people are shopping for guns and ammo and reloading supplies and rests and all that, everything else. It's really great place.
Did I hear correctly from a little voice inside my headphones that you honeymooned there?
I actually went to Bass Pro twice on my honeymoon, once on the way and then once on the way back to replace all the tackle we lost fishing while we were on the honeymoon. So I guess I qualify.
That's awesome. Well, listen, you honeymooned at Bass Pro. Cameron got married at a sombrero. I mean, I snuck
I
into a
always wondered
public
if we had
park and didn't
something
pay the permit. I mean, we're all rebels of our own kind, Mark.
That's right. In fact, when I was down there last week, I had my wife and 2 of my kids with me, and the kids just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. So that's really nice. We're getting ready to do a big feature in an upcoming America's First Freedom on the big opening. So we'll have a fantastic set of photos to go with that. And we need these new readers. That's one of the reasons we're doing that. A lot of the readers just don't know the significance of the firearm in American history. And there's a lot of people that will take their kids to this that won't have ever thought of it before, and both them and their kids will be educated by the stories that they'll learn there.
Absolutely. Do you think, by the way, any of these magazines that are seeing drops in their circulations will try to court gun owners? Do you think maybe like Glamour magazine or Cosmo will start to have more pro-gun features?
I don't think so. That they would probably be wise to do so. The women's segment right now in gun ownership is one of the booming places, and we're not, it's not just one type, I guess you'd say, of women. There's women around the country that are not only getting into gun ownership for the first time, but are shooting in competitions, hunting, and everything else. They would probably be wise, but most of your mainstream type media tend to be so on the anti-gun side, they would probably put that above possibly trying to make a little more money, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hey, listen, Mark, appreciate you coming on the program. So it's great talking to you, and I'll send you that Cam's Corner column.
I'll look for it. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you, sir. Mark Chestnut, editor of America's First Freedom and NRA's American Warrior magazine, with us here on the program.